The Slosher was added to Splatoon in version 2.0.0. The idea for it was simple, a bucket of paint to be flung quickly, dealing high damage in a straight line, almost like a shorter range charger. Each attack used 7% of the ink tank and deals 70 damage at a rate of 2 attacks per second. The attacks themselves are very similar to the roller flings that were added in Splatoon 2. Its original kit included Burst Bomb and Ink Strike. Burst Bomb paired perfectly with the 70 damage sloshes output by the weapon, and the Ink Strike gave it long-range poking power and the ability to displace out-of-reach enemies. It was a great weapon by all accounts, and damage up was a major boost for the weapon as it made fall-off damage higher as well as improving the Burst Bomb combo. The Slosher would get two variants, the Slosher Deco and the Soda Slosher. Both were fine weapons, but never managed to stand out against the Burst Bomb that the original Slosher had. The biggest weakness for the Slosher came in its painting ability. The amount it painted wasn't horrible, but it formed a very poor trail that made navigation difficult. A thin line in the beginning, followed by a thick pool at the end, led to Sloshes constantly not painting their full potential, and even when they did, the movement options offered by a Slosh were significantly less than that of other weapons, and offered less help in combat as the trail painted by a Splatter Shot or Roller would. The Slosher throughout Splatoon's lifespan would get a few buffs though. In 2.2.0, the damage against Rainmaker shields was increased 33% along with the Tri-Slosher. This made it far better in that mode, and this change would be compounded with update 2.7.0. Special gauge loss went from 50% to 40%, and the time to fire between shots was reduced by 20%. Furthermore, the penalty to movement speed after firing a shot was reduced by 26%, offering Slosher players the ability to display slightly mobile and risky, and take fights that otherwise wouldn't have been able to. The original Slosher would see massive use by the end of the game, and many top-level teams were experimenting with two Slosher teams. Even the other two Sloshers were getting some use as neither of them had bad kits. Splat Wall and Kraken offered great survivability when played right, and Splat Bomb and Zuka gave the Slosher a completely new offensive capability, and both can still be found in public lobbies to this day. They each certainly have their own niche, but they were never able to compete with the legacy and power of the original Slosher and its Burst Bomb combo, and Nintendo would take note. Long term, when going into Splatoon 2 and 3, Nintendo would make sure that the Burst Bomb combo would not reappear. They significantly limited the amount of Burst Bombs that would be on weapons in the first place, so that weapons that comboed well with the Burst Bombs wouldn't have them. Furthermore, they made Burst Bombs more difficult to spam by nerfing things like Sub-Saver, and they also nerfed the Burst Bombs themselves. The Slosher showed the true power of combos in Splatoon, and forever changed the game because of it. And the changes made have had a very significant impact on Splatoon 3, especially with the angle shooter, which has effectively taken over for Burst Bomb as being the main combo sub.